Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel, or welcome in if this is your first time being here. My name is Melissa. This is Empowered Gems Tarot, and today we're going to be looking into what is next for you in love in the month of August 2025. So in this reading, we'll be taking a look at the overall energies, events, people, situations of significance that you may be presented with in your love life as we head into the upcoming month ahead. Remember that this is a general collective reading on YouTube, so messages will vary and how specifically they may resonate with each individual viewer out there. As a best practice, if anything ever feels confusing or doesn't feel like it fits your personal situation, just release it, let it go, accept that those messages are for someone else out there in the collective that chose the same reading as you. If you guys did want to book a personal reading, the details on how you can book with me are linked in the description box down below. Personal readings are a great way to get a more specific and accurate read on your own personal energy and situation. So if the general readings on YouTube aren't hitting it for you, you could always opt to book a personal with a reader that you trust. All right. So with all of that being said, let's go ahead and get into your reading selection. We've got a choice between 3 for you to choose from today. If you're drawn to reading 1, we're working with this Lapis Lazuli crystal. If you're drawn to reading 2, we will be working with this Malachite. And if you're drawn to reading 3, we'll be working with this Rose Quartz. Let's go ahead and take a deep breath. Go ahead and select the card or crystal that you're feeling the most intuitively connected to. Once you've made your choice, you can scroll down to the description box below to locate the timestamp that will skip you ahead to your chosen reading. See you there. Hey group 1, and welcome to your reading. If you guys were drawn to this Lapis Lazuli heart, this will be your message. And today we're looking into what is next in love for you in the upcoming month of August. So let's go ahead and get started with the overall energies and see what is going on. So you guys selected this card, and when I'm looking at this card, this is a very haunted energy to me. It feels like we have one person that's sort of in the forefront here in a connection. I almost feel like this masculine is crying when I'm looking at this, the way that this is drawn. Like there's a lot of pain that I feel here, and I see a feminine energy really desiring to love this person or to be near this person. And I'm not sure how receptive this other counterpart is. We have the yin and yang energy here too. So it's making me feel like there could be something around balance, passive versus active, feminine versus masculine, and seeking balance within a connection. So let's see. Okay. We have balance. Love is not always about agreeing just for the sake of it. A great relationship is one that both supports and challenges. We have honeymoon, enjoy the bliss of holiday time together. And then we have separation, time apart from your partner is on the horizon. Wow. Okay. So I definitely feel for sure like the theme of balance of effort, energy, balance of give and take in this connection is going to be key heading into the month of August. And it's interesting because I feel like you guys might be starting off the month like really in a honeymoon phase as it pertains to this connection or this person. I do feel for my Pile 1 viewers, there is somebody in your auric field or someone that you're connecting with. If you're somebody who's single and you're not expecting to be dating anyone, I don't know that this is your pile, so just keep that in mind. This definitely feels like somebody that you're coming into the month of August, you're in some sort of a connection with them. Like you know that each other have feelings, or you feel the vibes between you in some form or fashion. And it feels like there is this energy of being in a honeymoon phase together. Maybe some of you guys are going on vacation with this person. Maybe some of you guys are traveling to this person. There could be distance connected to this as well, long distance travel to get to each other, something like that. But then there's also this vibe of separation. So it's interesting because it's like, even though there is this honeymoon energy, this spiritual, emotional closeness, there's also something about being apart from one another that's coming through. And so perhaps this is where that balance is coming into play, where we have to be able to strike that balance between closeness, but then giving each other space. Or maybe we're close together because we're traveling to meet each other, but then we have to go our separate ways when it comes to the day to day, because maybe we live in different areas, something like that. Some of you guys may decide also by the end of the month that you're physically breaking up with this person or separating from them for a little while to be able to rebalance your own energy. Okay. And again, as I'm looking at this, we have the feminine like here and the masculine who looks to be the one that's leaving. And I was getting from this that the masculine is the one that's really in pain right now, as it pertains to this connection or just how they love in general. So let's go ahead and see what's coming through. Group 1. So if you're someone who dates men or is dating someone who identifies as masculine in their energy, they could be the one pulling away. If you identify as masculine, you could be the one pulling away to kind of reset and rebalance yourself here. Let's see. What's next in love, Spirit, for group 1? The King of Cups. The Ten of Swords. Five of Wands. And then we have a Two of Swords at the bottom of the deck. So we've got indecision here, uncertainty here, an elephant in the room that needs to be addressed this month. Okay. We also, I want to show you guys this. We also had, okay. So we had the Queen of Swords underneath of that and the Five of Pentacles. I think there are definitely some abandonment issues here that this masculine struggles with. I think if you identify as a feminine, you're in this Queen of Swords energy, like setting boundaries and kind of being more discerning may trigger this person's abandonment issues. So let's see. King of Cups. This is a very loving energy. So you guys might be feeling very deep feelings for this person, especially coming into the beginning of this month. This person may be Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces, water energy coming through really strong here. But this is the type of masculine that feels very deeply, but may not always express it. It makes sense to see this in the honeymoon section of your reading because it's like, being loved by a King of Pentacles does feel like that. It just feels emotionally supportive. You feel really held, really cared for emotionally, right? And so I do feel whoever is the masculine in this connection has deep feelings. They may not be the best at showing it, but they do have deep feelings. And I think you're going to be feeling very emotionally or spiritually connected to them toward the beginning of this month. But then we have some challenges coming into play. We've got the Ten of Swords and the Five of Wands, and it's coming up under this balance energy. So this is saying love is not always about agreeing. A great relationship is one that both supports and challenges. I'm seeing here with this Ten of Swords a potential for burnout coming between you and this person. And I'm not 100% sure why. I feel like it might be connected more to the masculine, or there's some arguments here with the Five of Wands or competitive energy here, potentially. But the Ten of Swords is like when we're hitting rock bottom, we're burnt out, we're overthinking things, we're overanalyzing things, we've burned ourselves out to the point where we can't move forward and we need to kind of bring more balance into the situation. So it could be that the person that you guys are dealing with, this King of Cups, maybe they are burning themselves out, trying to connect with you for whatever reason. Maybe they're burning themselves out through competition or arguments or inner conflict that they're dealing with. For others of you, maybe your energy being so loving, because this could be you as well as the King of Cups, you holding so much emotional space for this person could be burning you out. The Ten of Swords can be talking about like a tendency of overthinking things, right? To the point where we just like exhaust ourselves because we're just doing too much in our head, right? And so I do think that, I don't know that you guys are going to necessarily fully separate or go your separate ways this month, group one, but I do see you kind of trying to strive for this balance between closeness and space so that you can really stay in your own power and not always be so affected by what's happening or not happening with this person, okay? So let's continue. What else, Spirit, can you tell us about love for my group one viewers this month? We have fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sag. Okay, so someone here could be a fire sign. This also can talk to spark and passion. So not only is there emotional compatibility here and love, but there's also passionate energy between you, action-oriented energy between you. Again, yin versus yang. This would be the yang, right? Outward expression, action. We also have guardian, a lost loved one watches over you, and we have confession. Someone has something to tell you. So it's possible, you guys, that maybe somebody in this connection says something that stirs up a little bit of conflict here. And maybe it's something that neither of you are expecting, or maybe you are kind of feeling it underneath the surface and it comes to a head. I do just really feel like whoever is the masculine, regardless of gender, whoever's the masculine in this connection is going through it. They're in a lot of pain. Somebody here could have recently experienced a death in the family as well, and that could be a part of the pain that's being experienced here too. The other thing I'm getting though is like for you, my viewer, like you are, like whatever it is that you're going through, it could be connected to an ancestor, like a pattern, like an ancestral pattern, or perhaps one of your guides is a lost loved one who is sort of helping you navigate this situation. I feel like they're the one that's helping you navigate the times of separation this month, right? They may be the ones like divinely guiding you to pull back your energy when it's getting too intense here. Because I do feel like this is a really intense connection for some of you guys. With that fire energy, honeymoon, King of Cups, like that can feel really beautiful, really blissful. But then there's something here that's also very conflicting about this situation that is stirring up burnout and causing you to want to kind of keep a distance here. Pull back your energy. Okay. So what else can you tell us, Spirit, about this energy for group one this month in love? We have new love, new person, unknown person. So this is a new person coming in for you. We have wallflower. What? And we have family. And then we have control. Yeah, I think part of like the distancing energy is, like about you like reclaiming your power. So for some of you guys, like, especially if you are a man, I know I don't have that many men that watch my readings. Most of you that watch are women who date men, but I feel there could be someone out there watching this who identifies as this King of Cups, like someone who's feeling really deeply for someone new here. Lots of passion. We're in like a honeymoon phase. Feelings are being stirred up by this person. But there's an energy here with this Ten of Swords and this wallflower that you're not good enough, right? Like that you're not rising to the potential, and you're maybe watching this new person shine or kind of be in the spotlight, and you're just kind of watching from the sidelines, and maybe there is distance here. I also think that there could be family matters. Maybe again, a death in the family or something where like there's a lot of conflict that makes this connection maybe not as clean as you would like it to be. And of course, that can be the case for, any of my feminines that are watching too, right? Take it as it resonates for you. This is a general reading. But it really feels to me, group one, like a lot of the energy of lessons that I'm picking up on is more centered around a masculine figure here, this King of Cups. So it's like I see them coming in at the beginning of the month, a new love. There's passion, there's love, there's chemistry. It feels like a honeymoon phase. Maybe you're like building a new emotional depth with this person, but then there's something that's happening here as the month goes on where like maybe they're withdrawing or pulling back their energy. Maybe you're withdrawing and pulling back your energy. There's conflict here. Maybe something connected to family or groups, like social groups could be significant if it's not literal family. And so like what feels so beautiful and divine toward the beginning of the month, it's kind of like as time is going on, there are things coming up that are posing challenges. And it doesn't mean that the challenge is not something that can be overcome, but the beginning message is about balance, right? You're not always going to agree on everything. And sometimes the best relationships do challenge us to grow. And so maybe that is what's going on between you and this person this month, is that there's a push-pull dynamic here around effort, energy, and being present that is challenging you both to grow in different ways. Okay, so let's just close it out and see what else Spirit would like you to know about your love life, group one, for the month of August. We have forgiveness. Forgiving yourself or another will help you move forward. Okay, what else? And then we have self-care. Clear your energy field and focus on yourself before acting. And release. Radical acceptance and surrender can help you let go. Someone is yearning for you. Yeah, there's definitely that vibe. And I feel like it's the masculine that you guys are connecting with. Or if you are a masculine, it's you. But regardless, I think that Spirit is just guiding you that this month, like really trying to release control is going to be the way you navigate through this the most seamlessly. You need to accept the situation for what it is, accept each other for who you are, not trying to force changes, because I think that's where conflict is coming into play. And if feelings have been hurt, forgiveness, Spirit is saying, is going to help you to move forward in a positive direction here. And before making any drastic action, it is okay to separate, right? It is okay to pull back your energy, focus on yourself, get alignment within yourself, and then you can reemerge to deal with the situation however you feel is best. So definitely looks really interesting, group one. You've got a lot of really lovely, like blissful energy here with this King of Cups at the beginning of the month. But I do see some challenges popping up in this connection, which make it feel a little loaded, a little intense as the month goes on. Please comment below. Let me know what's happening between you and this person. And I look forward to seeing you guys in the next reading soon. Bye. Also, group one, before I let you go, if you're still here, I felt like I needed to tell you this. The song Watercolor Eyes by Lana Del Rey kept popping into my head at the very end of your reading. And so I wanted to just share that with you because maybe for some of you, there is something to that song that you need to hear, like a message there for you or some sort of confirmation with that song. So check it out if you're not familiar, but I did just want to leave you with that. And now I will say goodbye and I'll see you in the next reading. Bye. Hey, group two, if you guys selected the Malachite teardrop, this will be your reading. So we're looking into what's next in love for you in the upcoming month of August. So let's get started with your overall energy, and then we will dive in and see what the situation is for you. All right, so you guys selected this really beautiful green tree, and this is giving me a very magical, abundant, fruitful energy. Like I almost feel like there's something in your life this month as it pertains to love that is bearing fruit for you, or like because you've worked so hard on yourself, it's almost giving like people are going to be really attracted to your abundance and your feminine energy. Feminine energy is coming through really strong here. So we have manifesting miracles. Your dream is soon to become reality. Trust your heart and continue to follow its guidance. Okay. We have finances and career. We also have pay attention to the red flags. Very interesting. So with there being this beautiful, abundant, radiant energy that I feel you are embodying, there are going to be a lot of people drawn to you, and maybe there is a particular person or situation being drawn to you that you're exercising caution around with paying attention to the red flags, group 2. And that's okay. You know what I mean? Like, you are radiant, and all types of types will be drawn to that. The good, the bad, the gray. Okay. So just because somebody might be popping into your field that you're having to use some discernment around, it doesn't mean that there's anything wrong with you or that you're not calling in what you truly deserve and desire, because this card is confirming it, that your dream is soon to become a reality. And it's just about, this month is just going to be about continuing to trust your heart, continuing to trust your intuition as you navigate through romantic prospects. You guys might be focusing a lot on career this month, or maybe there's somebody at work that you're having a romantic interest in. So let's see, group 2. What else, Spirit, can you tell us about love in the month of August for my group 2 viewers? Okay, we've got the Magician. There's that manifestation energy coming through again. We have the Knight of Pentacles. And we also have a 9 of Wands and a 9 of Cups coming up with a Queen of Pentacles at the bottom. Lots of Pentacle energy. So your career, your finances, and your stability are definitely of significance as it pertains to your love life. One of the things that I feel is that this month with this Magician and this Knight of Pentacles is I do think you guys are calling someone toward you that is very practical, stable, secure, reliable, trustworthy. The thing with the Knight of Pentacles that can be a little frustrating sometimes is that it's a slower moving energy. And I think that Spirit is like letting you guys know that they're coming. They may present themselves to you this month because it's showing up here in the spread, but it's going to feel slow in terms of them, like, in terms of you and this person kind of aligning and seeing each other. But that is very clearly what you're drawing toward you, is this Knight of Pentacles type of person in love. I don't know why I keep hearing this in my head, but I keep hearing the word boring. And I think that could be part of what you guys are navigating through, is like, this type of love interest is not going to be the person that comes in with all the sparks. You know what I mean? They're not a Knight of Wands. They're not a Knight of Cups. They're not coming in with that really passionate, like romantic, like over the top energy. They're very practical, grounded, stable, acts of service. Like, they want to do things to help you, to be supportive to you. They want to be a reliable partner. And so, I actually think that that is what you need and what you deserve. Group 2. So just be mindful that I don't know why, for some reason I feel like this person is right around you, but you're not seeing them yet. And maybe that's part of why. But Spirit is saying that whoever this is will reveal themselves to you soon. Just continue to pay attention to your gut instincts as it pertains to how you navigate through things. I also feel you guys are manifesting some sort of new career opportunity for some with the Knight of Pentacles. Like, there is definitely a connection to career and focusing on your own personal stability this month. You guys might be feeling a little burnt out from work stuff too. And I do feel with this 9 of Wands and this 9 of Cups coming right up under the paying attention to the red flags, I do think that there is a little caution for you guys, like, not to cave to instant gratification types of connections. Because again, I think this is really what you're manifesting. This is what you're vibrating in, right? This is what you're calling to you with all of the work that you've done on yourselves. Because I do feel that you guys have done a lot of work on yourselves, both like spiritually, but also emotionally and physically in terms of your work, your career. This is who you're calling in. But because they're slower to arrive, you may be at risk for self-indulgence here with the 9 of Cups and the 9 of Wands, because maybe you're burnt out and you're tired, and it might feel good to connect with someone who you know maybe isn't like the best fit, but could give you like validation or gratification in some way. Okay. So let's keep going. Let's get more tea. What else can you tell us, Spirit, about group 2 and what's ahead for them in love this month? We have move on. Someone is unavailable. A waste of time. It's over. Okay. We also have they'll be back. Expect to hear from them soon. And we have distance. You and your partner may be physically or emotionally distant. So maybe there's a long distance factor at play within this connection. I feel like there is somebody in your or auric field or within your energy group 2 where like you're coming into the month ready to let that go. I feel like you're coming into the month ready to let that go. You are calling in Mr. Knight of Pentacles here, someone who's more stable and present and secure of a partner. But I do think that whoever you are moving on from also is represented by this Magician. This is also somebody who knows how to kind of work their way back in. And it might feel good in the moment, but your guard is up for a reason. So just keep that in mind, okay? This person will be back by the end of the month, and Spirit is just asking you to use your discernment because I feel like you guys have worked really hard to manifest the type of partner that you desire. And whoever you're moving on from that was like wasting your time or not fully available to you, like, you know that you deserve more, and they're still circling your energy. So I think when they reemerge, I see you being guarded, but I also see this risk for like indulging in that too, which is fine. Like you guys can do whatever you feel is right for you, but just keep in mind, like you're on track to call in a stable partner, and you may not feel like you want to do anything that's going to disrupt that for you. Okay. All right, let's see. What else, Spirit, for group 2? What else can you tell us about love this month? This is so interesting. Okay. Career. Yeah, business, success, and advancement. You guys are manifesting really good things in career this month. And maybe this is a career connection for some of you. We have gifts, surprises, presents, and openings. See, like, I just think like through you letting go of someone that's not right for you, you're actually opening yourself up to a surprise in a positive way with this Knight of Pentacles. Like you're opening up yourself to receive the right type of love that's really aligned to you versus whoever's not available and who's in and out and orbiting you. We have brunette female, darker hair, intense and focused. And then we have twin flames coming through as well. And work. Yeah, this is someone at work. So maybe the brunette female is somebody that you guys need to be cautious around. This could also just represent like somebody who has their eye on you, right? And I do feel that, group 2. There is somebody here that does have their eye on you this month that I think there are some red flags around that situation for whatever reason. They don't necessarily have to be a female. This can also be your energy too, though, because I do feel like this evolution, group 2, of like you're really trusting and honoring your intuition this month. and paying attention to those red flags. So it's possible that when whoever this is resurfaces at the end of the month, you kind of have them clocked. You're guarded. You see that maybe their intentions are more self-satisfying or selfish. Or maybe you kind of feel that pull to exchange energy with them, but you, I think, are a lot more attuned to the things that you need to be cautious of than maybe you were before. So it's a really beautiful, empowered energy. So let's see, group 2. What else, Spirit, for group number 2? What else can we tell group 2 in closing about their love life this month? We have integrity. Does the situation align with your values and morals? Yeah, makes a lot of sense. And we have passion. Try something you've never done before. We also have friendship. So there could be like a friendship here that with this Knight of Pentacles that could open up for more if you're open to it. But I also think that there's another situation that you guys are closing out, maybe at work, where you're like, I don't know if that connection or everything about that aligns with my values. And there is this desire to do something new, to kind of close out old chapters, move away from people that waste your time, and welcome something new into your life. So this is really interesting, group 2, because it feels very layered this month for you, where you're letting go of something old and moving on, focusing on your career, your finances, and maybe opening yourself up to align with someone a little bit more reliable in love. But the first person that you're moving on from, they are still orbiting you. So I think the message here is just about continuing to honor your intuition and make the right choices that are aligned with your ultimate manifestation goals. So this is what I see, group 2. Comment below. Let me know what you guys have going on in love. And I look forward to seeing you in the next reading soon. Bye. Hey, group 3. Welcome to your reading. If you guys were drawn to this rose quartz crystal, this will be your love reading for the month of August. So let's go ahead and jump in and take a look at what is ahead for you, overall energy, and then we'll dig into some more details in a moment. So you guys selected this card, and I'm getting a very spiritual energy from this. Like, I do feel like this month there is a very like 5D spiritual connection that you have with someone. And it's like, this feels like the type of connection where, like, even if you guys aren't physically together all the time, you always feel connected mentally or spiritually to this person. It's a very intimate energy here. We have beware of what you are projecting, for the qualities you admire in one another are qualities you both equally possess. Equally so, the qualities you don't like are also your own reflection. So this is a connection that you guys, it is very spiritual, and there's quite a bit of mirroring and projection here, okay? We have past life relationship. You've known each other before, and we have romantic feelings. Your feelings are real and worth exploring. Okay, so listen. You guys know I'm the Blunt AF queen here on YouTube, these readings. I don't actually think, though, here's what I'm going to say. The point of me telling you that is that, like, I never want to sugarcoat messages to make them sound better than they actually are, or to push my viewers into Delulu land, right? Even though that this connection is showing as having quite a bit of mirroring and maybe a little bit of projecting, I still think that there's a very real spiritual connection here. I think the romantic feelings are real. And I think with past life relationship, you guys are awakening something within each other. Like, there's healing that's happening between you and this person through this reflection energy that's happening between you. Like, you're holding up a mirror to each other so that you can each learn about yourselves. And so with past life relationships, sometimes this is like another term for a karmic relationship, or somebody that you've known in a previous lifetime coming back to connect together in this lifetime to help with your soul's growth and evolution, right? So there's a very magnetic spiritual closeness that I feel between you and this person. But I do think that there is still a piece of it that's grounded in reality. Like, it doesn't all feel like projection. there are feelings here. Okay. So let's continue. What else can you tell us, Spirit, about group 3 and this person or the situation in August? What's happening for group 3 in love? The month of August, please, Spirit. We have justice. Okay. Oh. The star. Oh my gosh. Let's see if we can just pull one more, please, Spirit. Ten of Swords. 8 of Pentacles at the bottom. This could be a work connection for some of you, or maybe there's a desire to put more tangible effort to work on things together within this connection. So I definitely think with the Justice card being here that there is some sort of spiritual contract that you guys have with this person, and the agreement is kind of locking into place at the beginning of the month of August. Now, for some of you, in like the tangible sense, right? Like outside of the spiritual realm, this could signify you and this person like committing to each other in some way, because justice can talk about accountability and truth, commitments, contracts, right? So there could be something in the 3D in reality that you are committing to with regard to this person. But I do think this confirms that there's some sort of karmic lesson here that the two of you are learning through each other. We have the star. This is a beautiful, like deeply healing energy. It's like an agreement spiritually to support each other's healing, which is exactly what I was talking about with the past life relationship. And what is it that you're healing? Well, it's this energy here. Beware of what you're projecting. The qualities you admire in one another are qualities you both possess. I think that you and this person are putting each other up on a pedestal. I think you both really idealize each other. You see the best in each other. And I feel like there is an energy, especially with this Ten of Swords being here, where like one or both people really doesn't feel worthy, or they overthink things to the max as it pertains to this connection because they don't feel like they're on the same level, right? But the lesson here is that the thing that you love about the other person, the thing you're admiring so much, you actually hold that within you as well. And then on the flip side, qualities you don't like may also be reflecting something back to you. So it is a tough energy sometimes with the Ten of Swords, when we have to face, like the shadow sides of ourselves, or go through a painful healing process. But it's like waking you guys up in a really beautiful way to something brighter and better moving forward. Like you and this person are each other's inspiration, and there is deep healing work spiritually that's being done here. Let's keep going. I'm kind of curious about that Ten of Swords. So what else can you tell us, Spirit, about group 3 and their love life this month? We have vacation. You will be traveling soon. Maybe you and this person travel to each other. What else? We also have narcissists. Someone is too full of themselves. And then we have the energy of challenges. Make a decision and working on inner healing. That makes sense. Okay. I don't know about the narcissist term. Maybe for some of you guys, you know that the person you're dealing with is a narcissist. But it's interesting that we're talking about mirroring, and there's a mirror here. I think that there is one person in this dynamic who is not maybe fully ready to face the shadow aspects being mirrored to them through this connection, right? Because if you think of like a narcissist, this is somebody who can never admit fault. It feels too painful for them to do that. And so they behave in ways that protect that very fragile ego that they have. So I don't necessarily feel that your person is a narcissist. They could be, but they definitely have some challenges here with opening up and working on their healing. And Spirit is saying be patient. It says just a few more months, good things come to those who wait. So this is like a process. It's not a sprint. It's a marathon if you choose to stay in it. But I definitely think with that Ten of Swords, this could be why we have some pain here at the end of the month, because it's like, I think that there's one person that's more evolved and open to the healing process than the other person. Okay. Let's keep going. What else, Spirit, can you tell us about what's happening this month in love for group 3? Oh, we have children coming out, flying out of the deck. Oh, hold up. We have true love. Yeah, I don't think your person's a narcissist. I just think that there's somebody here, whether it's you or them, somebody here, it's probably them because you're the one at this reading, group 3, which already makes you the more kind of like introspective one. I think they're just not fully ready to face some of this work. And that might feel painful for you. Okay. All right. So, wow. There could be an inner child component to this healing work as well. That could be part of the contract, the spiritual contract that's here. For others of you, there could be something about children very literally that is impacting this connection. Maybe you and this person have children together. Maybe you're making decisions together about having children. Maybe you're taking your kids on vacation. Something like that could be significant here. There's so much love here, you guys, with the star and the true love. There is something very pure and very sweet about this connection. That's what I was saying at the beginning. Like, I know sometimes with these tarot readings, we start using the spiritual terms like twin flame and karmic and past life relationship. It can get like a little into like Delulu land. But this truly is showing like, yes, there is that spiritual energy here, but there's also something very, very grounded in the heart space. Very pure and very honest. The way that the two of you inspire and uplift each other. It's very real. And the romantic feelings are real. I think there is something here about like that maybe is causing some friction toward the end of the month where like we have someone who is really standing out and glowing. And I just kind of wonder if that is making the other person feel uncomfortable or making the other person feel small because they're seeing their partner, their counterpart being adored and loved by others. Okay? On the flip side, for some of you, this could be one of you in this connection seeking a lot of external validation or attention. But it feels more like the former because this is just about being radiant and in your power. Right? Being on stage, shining, being adored, you're just magnetic. And because you're so magnetic and authentic in your energy, you're drawing a lot of attention to yourself. And so I just think there's someone here, I think it's your person, where like if this is you, I just think they're going to be feeling uncomfortable with that. It's going to trigger them. But again, it's like this, going back to this, right? The qualities you admire are qualities you both possess. So it's like your person could be this too, if they wanted to. But they're not facing their shadows as the energy stands today to be able to meet you there. Whew, goodness, group 3, this is intense. So let's close it out and just see what additional messages you guys need to know about your love life this month. Closing messages for group 3, please, Spirit. Here and now. Your true love is already part of your life. Regret. Yeah, so this feels for a lot of you guys like somebody that you're already with or someone that you already know about. Like, this definitely doesn't feel like new love, especially with here and now. This is kind of saying like the person that you're with is already part of your life. Now, I am getting one very niche message for some of you, for one, maybe 1 or 2 people out there. With this justice energy and children, it is possible that maybe for some of you guys, maybe you're already married or committed to someone else. You've got children with that person. And Spirit is saying that's where you need to be centering your energy. But I don't feel like that's for everyone. I feel like that's maybe 1 or 2 people. Because that's basically saying we need to honor who's already in our space. We need to honor who was already a part of our life, not anyone that's orbiting us. So take that as it resonates for you. But I do feel someone is regretful here, especially toward the ending of the month with this 10 of Swords, this beauty queen, this narcissist energy. Someone is feeling regretful for how they've shown up in this connection. And I do feel that they are seeking stability and they are seeking friendship at the very least. They want to get along with you, but it just feels like your person needs a little bit more time, group 3, to kind of figure out their inner work. Okay, because I feel like that's where some of the conflict is coming up and some of the regretful energy that they have. It's like around the way that they didn't show up to match your energy. So, goodness, group 3, this is really intense. Comment below. Let me know a little bit about your person and what's been happening for you in love this month. I look forward to seeing you in the next reading soon. Bye.